What's poppin', y'all? One of the situations that really I feel like irritated me, and this does not happen often. Usually I have to fake being irritated because nothing really gets to me, but the reason why this got to me is nothing because it had to do with an animal. The reason is because of what happened afterwards. So this all started with this streamer Hassan Piker. He is one of the biggest streamers. He's I believe he says he's either like a communist or a socialist, something like that. He's a political streamer. I would say arguably the biggest on the left side of American politics, and he's blown up a lot. And I'm gonna play you guys this clip right now because it all goes back to his dog. And we've got like a situation, it's not a Schrodinger's cat situation, but it is a situation that has sent everybody off the rails.
I hate this country so much. You can be on a mountain in the middle of Norway and get better internet than Los Angeles, California. And this is just like a moment of anger. This is a moment of anger for like something that is just so routine, so silly, such a first world problem. But it is emblematic of all of America's much more consequential violence. Okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just go. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby. It's just, you're making her stressed. She just literally is so incredibly spoiled from my mom. No, she doesn't want to come over here to see what's up. She just wants to roam the house because she got to roam the house when I was gone. And she needs to literally have the same structured, regimented. I think that clip went to Trump's big baby desk immediately. I hate everything. I hate everything. I hate everything so much.
So in that clip, I had to, listen, I'm on edge. I'm on probation right now. I'm on Young Thug's probation. I've got 15 years. Now I've got until December. I don't even know what YouTube can hit me with a strike with. They put me in timeout for 7 days, like a couple of weeks ago. They said, sit down in that corner and stare at the wall, and we're going to paint a couple of coats and make sure that you watch it dry for 7 days. You can't do a damn thing. And I was like, all right, say less. Well, what am I in trouble for? And they just smacked me upside the head, didn't even tell me what I was in trouble for. It is what it is. Or told me something that wasn't even real. So I had to clip out that tiny situation. But from what I saw here, when I saw this clip, I was like, oh, this is a big deal. Because for sure, 100%, it was without a doubt in my mind that, yeah, this guy pressed something to shock the dog for it to stay in place. Now, why the dog should stay in place the entire time? Listen, we need to give a lot of context here for the outrage. There's levels to this, right? Like there's levels to how people see animals. So there is American, there's everywhere else, and then there's American way of seeing animals. American way of seeing animals is the forefront of mental illness. Like you've got terms like dog mom, dog dad, and this virus started in America before it spread to other places because we've got people in their pooches. That's been adopted, but it started in the US. So it's all about, oh, this pet is part of our family. This dog is coming into our house, muddy, stinky, mutts in their crib, in the baby's crib, sleeping with them, disgusting filth. It stinks. And then, so you've got that level of dog, or American dog. Then you've got white American dog, which is letting the dog lick you in the face, letting the dog lick you in the mouth. Just heinous, disgust. And then you've got internet pet, which is how the internet reacts to something. So something that even a delusional dog mom, this dog is part of our family, this dog is like our child type of individual, they can understand certain things having to do with discipline. Like, for instance, if the dog urinates or defecates, they might discipline it in the same way that they would discipline a child. Maybe some slight corporal punishment, nothing too crazy, right? They're not leaving marks, just to let it know, hey, you messed up, because the dog doesn't speak English. So there are things like that. And shock collars, I believe, are part of that. And that's someone that's But once it gets to the internet looks at it like this. So American internet looks at it like, wait, hold on. The dog, if it defecates or urinates, you're going to clean that up, and then you're going to give the dog a treat because the dog can't control itself. You expect an animal to control itself, so you're going to have to talk to it and explain to it why what it did was wrong. And then you're just looking at it like, wait, huh? Like, this is an animal. What is it supposed to understand? That's how it is. So if there was some sort of corporal punishment or any type of thing that, even yelling at the dog, this is crazy. This is so wild to me. Even yelling at the animal is too much. They're like, oh, that's verbal abuse. And you're like, dog, what the hell? Because this doesn't exist. This does not exist in real life. It is solely on the internet. And it's not just with dogs or pets. It's even with animals. Like, I saw a bunch of comments on a video of people riding horses, and they said, man, those poor horses. What? And the horses were running out in the open. We're talking about like in the middle of the desert. This is what horses were made to do. This is what they want to do. This is what they love to do. And me, this is how I feel about it. I love pets, but other people's pets. So keep your mutts, keep your cats, keep all of that other stuff outside of my home. But when I go to your home, I will have a blast. I'll play with the dog. I love the dog because you're the one that's got to take care of it. It's like the opposite of children, right? Like other people's children, keep that. Keep those snot-nosed runts away from me. I don't want to see them. I don't want to hear from them. I don't want to dap them up. I don't want to help them with their homework. I don't want to hear how proud you are of your third grader, that you think he's a genius when you and his mother are both idiots. So either the mother cheated on you with a genius, or we've got some sort of negative canceling out. But I'm more willing to believe that your kid's not a genius and he's just a moron, like both of his parents. But I guess I can't use that example because I don't even really love my own kids. Or I barely love my own kids. So I guess with kids, it's a little bit different than animals. Anyway, back to the topic. So here, this is why the outrage is crazy. And this is why Hassan probably didn't address it and say, yeah, I just threw a shock collar on that thing and I had to let it know to stay in place. But also there is an online incentive. So you already have the people that get outraged from discipline, which is like, it's known as a normal way to train a dog, this shock collar method. But there is an incentive to hate on Hassan. And I'm not saying that incentive is right or wrong. I personally don't feel a type of way about the guy, but he is someone that doles out. He plays moral status games frequently. So he's always like, yo, we're on the right side. And I don't mean right politically. He means the correct side. And he will shame anyone. I don't know if he's changed, but years ago, around 2018, 2019, he used to shame people for not being involved in politics. They're like, yo, I'm not even really tripping off that. He's like, no, you have to be. It's like, dog, chill. What the hell's wrong with you, man? You're not scaring the hoes. You're just scaring everybody. Especially like the dude's a freak of nature. Dude's a giant. He's like 6'8". Nah, he's not 6'8". He's like 6'5", 6'6". But the dude is a giant. I've seen him in person. Dude's built like one of those grizzly bears too. When they stand up, and you're like, oh, whoa, my life might be over. Very nice guy though, in person at least. So people have an incentive to hate on him, and that's where this all started. It started with people hating on him. Or his haters hating on him. And then he just continued to make it worse and worse and worse. So the first person that decided to make some comments about this after it got posted and clipped was none other than XQC. And he goes on a little bit of a investigation mission on this. And I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
I'm not even going to be a hater. I'm giving it a fair chance.
Hassan the soy boy.
Yes.
Hand over.
Yeah.
Still moving. Now goes forward. I'm assuming probably has let's say a Steam Deck, right? Hand forward. Now that was his arm forward. Now his hand going forward probably. See, a little bit more.
Go.
Bang! It would be in the next 3 frames.
Oh.
Chat. The likeliness.
I might have wasted $5.
Chad, the likeliness of this being is like 98%. I'm not being weird. You see the arm movement, right? Looking. No more arm movement now. A little bit more. Tiny bit more. A little bit more. Now it stops now. Guys, 99%. 99%.
Stop.
But if not, I will take it all back
Jesus
because
Christ, what are you?
they would be weird to accuse somebody like that. I'm just going with different people saying. People are saying his dog has a shock collar. I think that's not okay. And it's kind of crazy. So I was more than to say, no way he has that. Because he's usually a sensible guy. But it looks pretty like the jam thing in 99%.
So here you have it. I mean, listen, most of you guys that watch me, you're not super plugged into this. So you're probably thinking, yeah, for sure, he definitely pressed that button. Like the guy's looking off screen. He's going and pressing the button. It is what it is. But what is the explanation that Hassan gives?
And I'm very frustrated. And while I'm tweaking around, I give Kai the place command as I usually do. And there's literally a emote for it in the chat for place, which is one of the things that she knows because she's like professionally trained. And I think while she was like getting up and down from the bed, I don't know exactly what happened, but I suspect that she tweaked her do nail, like the upper nail that's like on the side of the bed. People speculated that I was actually shocking her dew claw. People were like, oh, you're shocking her. Then I suspect that a bunch of people who have never trained a dog, never had a dog that required training, being completely idiotic. Yeah. I mean, it is basically a perfect storm because obviously I have a lot of haters. Obviously, a lot of people love dogs, myself included. The clip looks horrible. And people were like speculating because I was like moving around and they're like, oh, he was like hitting a button on his desk. It is what it is. They say you never take her outside too. I know. The worst part.
This guy gives the explanation, and keep in mind, he doesn't even give this explanation. He kind of just brushes it off. His fans and his defenders start giving the explanation. They're like, nah, it must have clipped its claw on the bed and then yelped. And then some people get into the argument of, well, why did he react the way that he did if he was surprised about the yelp? Like, for example, even me, right? And I don't give two F's about somebody else's animal. So if I'm in somebody's crib and there's a dog in the background and I hear it yelp, I'm turning around like, yo, what the hell just happened? Like, I'm not that cold-hearted. Like, come on now, I'm not ruthless. Well, it's not even cold-hearted. You know, maybe it's just a little bit of self-awareness. Maybe that dog was yelping because a wolf came in and started packing stuff out. I got to get out of there. Or is it coyote? Is it coyotes or wolves that take down dogs? I don't know. Or is it neither? Anyway, so I would look around like, yo, what's going on? What happened? Hassan seemed like he wasn't tripping over it, or he seemed like he knew why it yelped, and it's because he pressed that button to shock that dog. That's what I believe happened. You cannot convince me otherwise, and that is the mission that they went on for the next days. So it started off with XQC, and then, well, it didn't start off with XQC. A bunch of haters of Hassan decided to hop on this trend because it's a good opportunity. You can get non-haters, impartial people involved with your hate movement towards Hassan. And it could be retaliatory hate too, because he does have a lot of criticism for a lot of people that don't agree with him. So XQC says he'd be willing to donate $50,000 to some animal charity if Hassan would just show the collar, because a lot of people had criticism because they weren't able to find the collar that he had.
So, by the way, I was waiting for my agent to come back to me. I found apparently very reputable shelters, and I'm donating to those. I'll already give you guys the name of that one. He's gonna give me 3 options. I'll tell you that later. I'll donate anyway. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if he didn't show it. If he wants to lie, whatever, I don't give a fuck. I said I would do something. I'll do it anyway, just because. But
so weird that
it is what it is.
What I find to be really funny about this
Don't
is
be
that this is one of the big issues.
So what does he do? The next day, no, not right there. The next day, Hassan comes out and he explains everything, and he gives the same explanation that his defenders give, funny enough, and then he shows the collar. And I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
This is one of Kaya's many collars. Come here. Sit. Good girl. This is the one that people are talking about. Okay, this is the one. This is the This is the one that they saw. It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it. Are you happy? That's it. Good. There's the AirTag. There's the vibrator. It also has a flashlight component to it at nighttime, and it also has a tracker on it when she gets lost. If she were to actually get lost, you are able to, it emits a sound. Okay?
Of course, at this point, things were never going to end. Just the fact that it took him this long, it already meant that speculation was going to continue, and we were never going to get a firm answer to this. So what happened is XQC reacted to this because he was the one that had to donate $50,000. And I'm going to play you guys the clip of him reacting.
Here. This is the flashlight.
Bro, stop putting your fingers on it, man. Christ. Jesus, man.
Okay? And this is when it vibrates.
What? Guys, let me show you the guys. I just got a new controller, guys. Let me show you to you guys. I'm gonna show it. Ready? See? I just bought it. It's brand new. Do you guys see it? It's right here. Like, come on, bro. What, like, bro? It's not hard to just like self-debunk for like 2 minutes, man. Like, it's not hard, man. Why does he keep putting his fingers
It has the
on?
capacity to vibrate,
Can we see the underside of it?
and that's it.
Now, a bunch of other people started to hop in. For instance, Lacey, he revealed that his dog trainer for his dog, this is also another thing, man. Like, these people that don't have time, but they have money, they'll get the dog, and then they'll have someone else train the dog, and then they'll barely spend time with the dog. So it's like, what the hell is the point of having the dog? It's like, this is one thing that irritates me too, because while I don't want to have a pet myself, it's like, yo, people that be living in SF, there's more dogs than children in SF, or New York City in these tiny shoebox apartments, and then they'll bring a dog into this tiny shoebox apartment, and then they'll leave the dog in there all day, or maybe like walk it a little bit in the daytime, leave it all day while they run their 9 to 5, and then hang out and do happy hour and drinks after, and then come back. It's like, dog, the dog is not meant to live in this tiny space alone. Number one, it's like it's meant to roam. So if you can't, I feel like that's a harm that's done to the dog. I don't care how well you treat it. If it's not in the environment that is best for it, then I don't feel like you're harming it, but I feel like you're not doing it a service. And it's just like a selfish thing to just have around because it's like, oh, everybody else has one of these. I might as well get one myself. So that's for that. I just had to go on that separate train of thought. But so here, Lacey interject. We don't know if he's trolling or not, but I don't think that's something to just mention.
Yeah, Chet, my dog does go to the same trainer as Hassan, but he asked me if I wanted to use an e-collar, and I said no. Like when he first trained Milo, like a few months ago, he asked if I wanted to use the e-collar, and I told him no. Don't? Yeah, no, I told him that. I think, what's it called? I think using an e-collar on dogs is just, like, bro, you could train a dog to do things without using a shock collar.
But then you've got this guy Tectone, who's a streamer who is also not a fan of Hassan. He's ops with Hassan. Like, he has made it his mission. When you're talking about arch nemesis, you're talking like Mojo Jojo and the Powerpuff Girls. We're talking like Ursula and Ariel. We're talking, who else? Cruella DeVille. And Cruella DeVille had drip. Like, she had that thing. Cruella DeVille had aura. And that word doesn't really get used very often with women characters. But Cruella DeVille, who had more aura than her? Anyway, she was damn right a villain too. And Dr. Doofenshmirtz, right? This is the nemesis that Tectone has. That's his relationship with Hassan. And he says, hey, Hassan, I found your collar. Looks like the electric prongs are removable on your collar there. So they're accusing him of removing the prongs, covering it up with tape, and then the next day bringing it forward. He says, this is the reason you didn't show the collar yesterday. The issue has left your algorithm. We aren't your audience. We aren't stupid. You're a disgusting, lying, manipulative piece of ish. Do you see how he's saying, like, this guy's, he's saying, well, this is actually manipulative what he's doing. And he says, video proof. You remove the prongs, then use black electrical tape to cover the holes where the prongs go. Your dog deserves better. This is the part where I'm saying, like, what is he doing to the dog? He's training the dog. I don't see an issue with that. Now, the issue comes with his panicking. I understand every part of what happened, but it's also, I wouldn't say deserved, but it is understandable. Like, you would not have this level of restraint towards someone else, and that's why everybody's attacking him. Me personally, I don't even know if that's the actual collar that this guy Tectone is showing. And I'm inclined to believe that it may not be. And I'm not saying that the Tectone guy is lying, but he would be incentivized to take anything that serves his confirmation bias, which is Hassan is lying. We even get another update with this, and this comes from the commentary of none other than Moist Critical, who's somebody that I wouldn't say aligns with Hassan, but they're cordial, right? Like, they've got mutual friends, they've probably talked before, they've probably played games before, they probably streamed together. So this guy, I don't think he would lie for Hassan. That's not his man's, that's not the mandem, but I think he would give a fair take. So let's play his take.
And instead of doing what I think most people, like, not even just streamers, just normal people would do, of like showing, no, look, it's not a shock collar, obviously I didn't shock my dog, he instead just brushes it off saying, nope, it's not a shock collar, you're stupid for thinking that it is. And that's the attitude that his community had as well, like, oh, you must have psychosis if you think it's a shock collar. Which I think is a little odd, because it's the easiest thing in the world to prove, right? You have all these people saying that it's not true. Well, it takes, like, actually 3 seconds just to unclip that collar and just show, like, hey guys, I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea here, this is not a shock collar, look, here's what it is, and then explain it. Like, I feel like even a non-streamer, like a complete normie, average Joe Schmo, if you went to their house and saw that happen, or like, hey, did you just shock that dog? They'd be like, oh my god, no, this is clearly a misunderstanding, no, that's not what happened. Like, I feel like most people would be very quick to show you and prove that it's not a shock collar, because it's so quick and so easy to do. And the fact that he doesn't is odd. Like, it is very peculiar. Why wouldn't you in the moment? Like, that's such a natural thing to do, especially for what's easily a slam dunk. Like, you have all these people attacking you, you could easily just come out and slam jam thank you ma'am on them by just being like, nope, it's not a shock collar, look, here you go, the proof is in the pudding, behold. Like, it'd be so quick, so simple, and it would be irrefutable. But that didn't happen yesterday. Instead, it was kind of brushed off as like, you've got to be stupid to think that, Hassan would shock his dog on stream, and he just kind of propped it up as like, the only people that would believe this are like bad people in the first place, or like, grifters, this kind of thing. And I just find that to just be so disingenuous, because most people are going to see this, and it looks like you shock your dog. Given how annoyed you are with the dog, and right before she yelps out in pain, you roll your eyes, you look at something off screen, you clearly are like, you are reaching off screen, that is very clear, and then the dog yelps while you were still annoyed, and then instead of doing like what I feel like most dog owners would do, would like check to see like, is everything alright? Why'd she just yelp in pain? Instead of doing that, calling her a baby, and then mentioning how spoiled she is about roaming the house, like that doesn't compute. If this was her dew claw getting stuck there and then yelping in pain, you would have no idea why she's yelping. Why is your first instinct to call her a baby and then mention how spoiled she is about, your mom letting her roam the house? The response to it just doesn't really seem to make sense if what happened is her dew claw getting stuck there. It is a sensitive area. That is true. If you've ever cut your dog's nails, or if you've ever taken your dog to like a dog salon or something and they like gave your dog a nail trim, you've probably noticed that when it comes to the dew claw, they're very, defensive on it, like cautious, because it is such a tender spot. I have watched this clip like 10 or 15 times now, and today I had some friends come in from out of town, so obviously I've been out most of the day at the farm, and this was actually a conversational topic. It's become so big that it was brought up by them. And every single person, and pretty much everyone I've seen online outside of Hassan and Hassan's community, is all saying the same thing, that yes, it looks like the dog does like touch its leg to that spot on the bed, but it doesn't look like it gets caught or anything. So it feels very unlikely that that is what caused the dog to scream in pain. Like, I don't think that's what made Kaya, that's her name, yelp. It doesn't seem to get caught or snagged on anything, and dew claws aren't so sensitive and so tender that even touching them would cause like a panicked scream or anything. Unless she has an injury there, but I don't think Hassan has mentioned that, at least not that I've seen. So it feels to me very unlikely that that's what caused it, based on everything that we can see.
Thank you. Thank you. A voice of reason. Like, I'm looking at this, and let's keep in mind, I cannot be gaslighted. It's impossible. I'm so delusional, hard-headed. Like, I'm just so, you cannot convince me of anything. So I'm looking at everybody lose their mind, and I'm looking at them like, damn, all of these people are crazy, and I'm the one that's correct, right? Like, I feel like to even talk on the internet, you gotta be a little bit delusional like that. So if I'm looking at the sky and it's blue, and there's a million people telling me like, nah, blue is actually green, I'm looking at them like, y'all are tripping. That sky is blue. And it still looks blue to me. And that's the situation here. Dog, I saw you with my own eyes go off the screen. You're telling me that you just got struck by lightning, right? At the same time that you go off screen to press something, what, you got like a little twitch? You've got, what is it, Tourette's now? And it clips its claw? Like, come on, dog. Like, stop playing me like that. I'm not going to accept that level of gaslighting. And I've never seen, the last time I saw gaslighting like this was when Lil Boom was on live with academics for 4 hours straight, saying that his paperwork of touching those below a certain age with video evidence wasn't real, and that the next video that was going to come out was going to exonerate him. And then the next video was worse than the first one. That I have not seen crazier gaslighting since that moment. Now, of course, what Hassan did is nowhere near even the same universe, realm, star, galaxy as what Lil Boom was doing, but at least we get a guy that is on the same page here. And by the same page, this is inarguable, but people still argue it, even Hassan. So Hassan replied to Moist Critical with a very, very odd reply that I'm going to play for you guys right now.
I wouldn't even breathe in the direction of Moist if I were you, to be honest. I mean, he put his flag on the, he put his stake on this, okay? He was like, oh, enough people on him, it's good enough. It's like obviously not a, it's obviously, no matter how made up a narrative it is, if a clip looks bad enough, then he will go with it, and he will just use these guys. All these guys do is basically farm Reddit for talking points, and Reddit can so easily be botted and manipulated, and I don't think we're ever going to get ahead of that. There's just nothing we can do. Bro, he said you're abusing Kyle. Like, no way. Yeah, I mean, if he thinks that he can suck my, weird how quiet he was about literal certain communities. I mean, it took him 2 years to come out and be like, yeah, the is happening and it's really bad, actually. So Charlie's been on a good streak lately. He genuinely cares about dogs. He talks about how much he cares about dogs and pets all the time. So do I, dumb. That's the reason why I'm pissed off. That's the reason why I'm annoyed. He could just like unironically reach out and be like, hey, what's going on here? Like, what was this about? This clip looks bad. You know what I mean? Hey, Hassan, I know we've been around one another before. We've actually been around one another, and a lot of the people that I know that I'm around all the time and do content with have not only been around you, but also been around Kaya. He could have just hit up, not me, but any number of different people to be like, hey, do you think there's any veracity? Do you think there's any veracity to these claims? Not just like, don't ask me directly. Do your due diligence. Why the do you go to Reddit for talking points, dumb? What kind of moron are you? It's insane to me that like this is what goes for like doing commentary on the internet, is just like, oh, these are the Reddit threads from some of the most like schizophrenic people you've ever actually encountered. This is all it takes for me. He said you hide the bad stuff from your friends? He said I hide. Okay, I'm going to DM him. Gross. Moron. All right, whatever.
This video clip really trips me out because in my head, number one, it's either that's your man's and you're not going to talk about him like that at all, which is understandable. Like if y'all are homies and you're like, yo, my homie's in some ish right now, I'm going to gloss over that, especially if it's not something super, super heinous. That's understandable. But Hassan is, I don't understand what Moist Critical hitting Hassan up is going to do. We all saw the video clip. It's just like, what are you going to tell him? Are you going to tell him anything that you didn't tell the public? I don't get it. The only thing that could have been done is showing it at that exact moment and addressing it at that exact moment while he was on the stream. Because once the stream cuts off, who knows what could have been done? He could have got another shot collar. He could have done a million other things. Another collar that's not a shot collar. People are saying he removed the prongs. The point is, what does him talking to the guy offline do for anything? It doesn't help at all. So what, you were going to hit him up and be like, yo, you got to change the way you report on that. Now that doesn't make you look too good. And another person even addressed that. This guy Asmongold, who's another one of Hassan's ops. And Hassan really came for this guy's head and his community's head. So I understand why they don't like each other. I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
Pissed off. That's the reason why I'm annoyed. He could just like unironically reach out and be like, hey, what's going on here?
I think that him saying that is actually kind of bad. And let me explain the reason why I think it's bad to say that. Because it presupposes that all of the articles and things that are written about you, that there could potentially be back channeling and conversations about them that are not made evident to the public. A lot of people criticize and, like bring up the fact that Hassan gets a lot of positive articles written about him in a way that, they think that the articles are misleading or inaccurate or incomplete. I think that by him saying that, it will draw the conclusion and cast doubt on the people that give him any sort of positive publicity, because now they're going to think to themselves, oh, well, what if he's just talking to them like he was hoping Charlie would talk to him? Do you see kind of what I'm saying here? Like, and also, like, and here's another component to this as well, is that Charlie, let's say that Charlie does reach out to Hassan and Hassan says it isn't real, it's not what happened. Why would Charlie listen to Hassan rather than what he saw? What additional information could Hassan provide Charlie? And also, if there is information that Hassan would only provide Charlie, but not the public, why is that? What would that even possibly be? Why didn't you put that out on your stream? And so if you think about this accusation, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? Because any information that would help you and, give you a better case, like, obviously Charlie knows that you said it didn't happen. Like, what are we doing here?
And this is where the gaslighting gets crazy, because he says he could reach out and say what's going on here. We see what's going on. We all saw what's going on. We heard what's going on. People analyzed what went on. The only other thing that you could offer is gaslighting him and telling him, yo, bro, that's AI. That wasn't even real. That's the only thing you could offer if that was the case, where it's like a video clip and he's like, yo, is this video clip real? You could say, nah, that video clip is not real. Oh, okay. I didn't know it was AI. That's the only thing, but it was on a live stream. So to try to explain it in any other way doesn't work. And that's exactly what one of Hassan's homies did. So this girl, Valkyrie, they're cool. She's cool with Hassan. And she does not address this whatsoever. Like, when you're talking deflection and gaslighting, this is to the highest order. So I'm going to play you guys that clip of her right now.
Oh, yes, I have seen the Kaya stuff. And let me tell you, Kaya is... Well, first of all, the clip did look horrible. The clip was really bad. It was so bad. And it's understandable why everyone was freaking out about it, but I can verify that Kaya is the most loved and spoiled and just the most well-trained and best little baby, or big baby, that I have ever been around and that I have ever seen. So... Big baby. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. You would think that this kind of outrage, we would have seen it towards like the and stuff, but this priorities in this world are not where they should be. But alas. It's herd mentality. I mean, I think from the clip, it's understandable why people were very concerned. But just knowing Hassan and knowing like how I've been around Kaya a lot and him, and I just like know that he would never ever abuse Kaya.
Do you realize that the question at hand was not addressed once, which is, do you believe that Hassan shocked that dog on live stream in the clip that everyone is talking about? That is the point. That's the only point that I care about. Now, if he actually did, and he said, yeah, I did, it's a big nothing burger to me. But the fact that, well, it's not the fact that they're trying to twist this into some other event happening, that is where I start to lose my mind. My blood starts to boil, and the veins surrounding my head are bulging because she says everything but that. She's like, yeah, like I know every time I've seen that dog, he's treated it very well. That dog is really spoiled. That dog is this and that. We didn't ask you about all that. Nobody asked you about all that. We asked you, do you believe that the dog got shocked right there? And this is the thing. This is what really irritates me because that's her man's, not her man like she's dating him. That's her homie. That's her guy. They're boys and gals, right? No, not cowboys and Indians because one of them would be getting chased. But they're cool. They're part of the same clique. So if you're part of the same clique, and this is the problem, like they have to try to appease the audience, but also not get their friend upset. So if they just wanted to not get their friend upset and take their friends back, what she could say, what a real one would say is, listen, I'm not talking about my homies, whatever situation my homie went through. That's my homie. Take it somewhere else. Mods, clean up the chat. She could handle it that way. But of course, she and many others are terrified and damn near held at metaphorical gunpoint by their audience. So she has to say something, but she can't say the truth, which is she saw what we saw. Or she doesn't even address the actual situation. So she's like, okay, so how can I cut him bail and describe him in a way that people will interpret that what they saw wasn't what they actually saw and heard? So I'm going to tell them this whole story and all of the experiences that I've had with him and that dog, and they've all been great. Yeah, you know what's also been great? So many relationships that people see from the outside, and then you see a news headline in your local ABC 7, and you're like, damn, this person offed the other person. Damn, he offed her, then he offed himself. Damn, they left the kids. Damn, that's crazy. Oh, damn, she was cheating on him. So your experience does not change anything, nor does the event that happened, because the event that happened does not mean that the guy is inflicting pain constantly on his dog. It just means that he's disciplining his dog. But it goes to show you the lengths that what I would call like these groups is the old guard of streaming, like Hassan, that girl Valkyrie, that clique. Before Aiden Ross broke down those doors like DJ Khaled talks about it, he took the hinges off the door and brought in people like Kai and Rage, and these people were like, yo, these people are kind of authentic. You've got politicians like these just nonsensicaling everything. And I know that's not a word, but that's like my brain's not even operating as it should. And that's why I got to cut down this video because I'm about to burst, man. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one.